meeting, whereby the majority of them called on the city council to, in the wake of the death of George Floyd, who died as a result of a knee placed on his neck by a Minneapolis police officer. Many of the residents asked the Jersey City Council to consider defunding, as many cities around the country and their councils are considering also, or at least are being, or at least their residents are asking their city councils to consider defunding the police. And so we have that to report on. We also have to report on the two big marches that happened last week. For example, in Hoboken, there was a large rally that happened along the waterfront. Nearly 10,000 people showed up in a rally to protest the death of George Floyd. Also, Hudson demonstration in March on Saturday, which I covered, which began at 79th Street and Bergenline Avenue, just at the corner of James Braddock Park. And the march culminated all the way to Celia Cruz Park in Union City on 32nd Street, just along Bergenline Avenue. And we Facebook live streamed that entire event, and there were many different chants and many different speeches given by those who participated, including a candidate for the 8th Congressional District, Hector Asaguera, who is running as a incumbent, and he was wearing a shirt that said that pertained to the known as the Squad, the 4 congressional representatives, left-leaning congressional representatives of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, and Ariana Presley. And his shirt was that we are the Squad. So we have that. We have footage of him speaking to the crowd as well. And then, of course, we'll get to Bayonne, where Bayonne Board of Education trustee, well, it looks like we just ran over a little bit in this segment, so we're going to go to commercial break. We come back, we'll talk about Jersey City.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712. The Jersey City Medical Center. You know it for its award-winning, life-saving ambulance service. It's also your health hub, with health and wellness locations staffed with certified professionals all through Hudson County. The Jersey City Medical Center, here to help you with your healthy, here when you need us the most. The Jersey City Medical Center. Visit us on the net to learn more. Jersey City Medical Center, Robert Wood Johnson, Barnabas Health Facility. Let's be healthy together.
Hello again, everyone. Mark Busich of Hudson County View. Just as I said at the opening of the broadcast, our first story this afternoon, we will be discussing the City Council meeting that occurred last night in Jersey City. Now, there, as I also noted, there were a large number of residents that joined the council. Now, the council, again, is still being held virtually via Microsoft Teams. And so all those who wanted to, and there were about 60 public speakers. And again, many of them called on the city council to defund the police so that money can be redirected from the funding of the police department to other social services, such as affordable housing, education, addressing different types of addiction, and also making sure that the Jersey City education budget is also fully funded. Now, the police, many of the speakers criticized the fact that the Jersey City Police Department's budget is about 112 million out of a total of a 612 municipal city budget. So it's about 20% of the municipal budget. And again, as I said, many of the speakers said that money, they think that could be redirected elsewhere to make the safe, which they believe by funding different social services, that ultimately it'll make the city more safer, as opposed to using that money to what they said many of the speakers said is militarizing the police. So, but there was one resident in particular, Rod Hazarkani, whose parents emigrated here to the United States from Iran after the Iranian Revolution in 1979, and he was very displeased and unhappy with many of the comments made by the previous speakers who were calling for the defunding of the police. He said that idea is absolutely crazy. And people who were calling for the defunding of the police, that they were members of a pro-Marxist organization called Solidarity New Jersey City. And so he said that he himself, he has studied how revolutions have happened, and he pointed out how Iran, in particular, after the Shah was overthrown by the Iranian Revolution in 1979, that he believes that Iranian society is no better for it more than 40 years later. So he said, for example, he also pointed out to what's currently happening in Seattle as this live broadcast is happening. Many of you may know that there is a protest and demonstration, and even demonstrators have, I believe, occupied even Seattle City Hall, that led to the Seattle police actually abandoning one of their police precincts nearby. And Rod Hazarkani, again, this speaker who was opposed to the defunding of the police, said that, well, you see, if this happens here in Jersey City, there would be ultimately there would be a lot of chaos. Now, but he was outnumbered by many of the speakers who said that it will be that it should be required to defund the police. But Council President, now none of the looks like we already met we're already at the end of this segment, ladies and gentlemen. So we have to go to commercial break. When we come back, we'll get to our next segment. Stay tuned.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in 10 high-rise rental towers with amenities such as the on-site Newport Path subway, light rail and ferry service, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Sears, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams Supermarket is just outside your front door. A health and fitness club, spa, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. NewportNJ.com. Enjoy the New York skyline from Newport Town Square. Manhattan is just one path stop away or a quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Want to visit Newport? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. Go to NewportNJ.com for details. Newport has luxurious towers, great restaurants, shopping, New York skyline views, schools, playgrounds, a marina and yacht club, gym, spa, fine wine, fine living. It's incredible. It's you. NewportNJ.com. Newport, live like you want.
Ladies and gentlemen, sorry for that abrupt transition to commercial in that last segment, but glad you could still be with us and joining us for this latest installment of Hudson County View Live and Uncut. And the next segment we want to get to is to the couple of protests we reported extensively. Hudson County saw numerous protests last week. Jersey City had 2. Then the Hoboken waterfront, then North Hudson. But we want to speak about Hoboken because it seems like that was the largest rally of them all. again, many different people who participated demonstrating against the death of George Floyd, who died at the hands of the Minneapolis while he neck was pressed, a police officer's knee was pressed against his neck in Minneapolis. 10,000 people showed up in Hoboken, and Hoboken Mayor Ravi Bala participated with the demonstrators, even participating and joining with those who were there in different chants, and even took a knee while they were leading chants of Black Lives Matter and calling out the name of George Floyd and other African-American men and women who tragically had died at the hands of the police. So we have some footage of that video, which we'd like to go to right now. And if we have some time before the video ends, we'll come back to you before the end of the segment. So here's the video.
Most women who give birth recover without problems.
We need to be collectively holding our government officials responsible to create policies that hold police officers accountable for their actions. Hoboken, today we march and we disturb the peace for all the Black people we've lost due to police brutality and racial injustice. These are your neighbors. They are your friends. They are your co-workers.
We must confront all systems and all structures that has been holding in place racism and oppression and white supremacy. And I ask you to be here today, not only for George Floyd, but be here today as part of a movement to build a new society in the George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd!
Hello again, everyone. Hopefully you enjoyed that video segment. We were able to capture some of those moving images from the protests along the Hoboken waterfront. And you could see at one point during the, just after some of the speakers spoke, including Larry Hamm, who's been a longtime activist based in Newark, and who's running for a congressional seat as well. And but you could see at one point there seemed to be a tense moment with the protesters standing off just opposite against New Jersey State police troopers, and that just occurred right down the block from the main Hoboken Police Department. And again, it looked like to be a very tense moment. But overall, in fact, according to Chief Keith Ferranti, Hoboken's police chief, there were no major incidents that occurred, with the exception of maybe one minor incident that led to an arrest because there may have been a disagreement between a couple protesters. But Police Chief Keith Ferranti was glad to report that there were no major incidents and that the rally, the demonstration, and the participation was all mostly peaceful. So he took to Twitter to say he was grateful for that. Now, when we return from our next commercial break, we're going to go to another big march demonstration that occurred in North Hudson. South Hudson has seen its share of different demonstrations, such as in Greenville and in Jersey City City Hall, and then obviously what you just saw on the Hoboken waterfront. But North Hudson also had its share of a rally and demonstration, and that occurred on Saturday, and I was there to report on that. And so when we get back from commercial break, I'll talk a little bit about that. And again, we have video of some of the those who participated marching all the way from 79th Street in North Bergen to 32nd Street in Union City along Bergen Line Avenue. So we'll be right back.
Most women who give birth recover without problems, but any woman can have complications after the birth of a baby. Learn the post-birth warning signs, such as fever, headache, chest pain, shortness of breath, increased bleeding, or thoughts of hurting yourself or someone else. Knowing these can save your life or the life of someone that you love. Trust your instincts. If you feel something is wrong, call and get evaluated by your healthcare provider. If your symptoms get worse or you do not hear back from your physician, call 911 or go to the nearest emergency room.
RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
Pen and Pencil Properties, Jersey City. Shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces that address your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at penandpencilproperties.com. Pen and Pencil Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Hello again, everyone. Mark Busich of Hudson County View. Thanks again for still participating in this recent installment of Hudson County View Live and Uncut. And for this segment, well, like I said just before the end of the previous commercial, we are going to talk about the big rally and march. It was a long march, a 3-mile march in North Hudson. Again, South Hudson has seen its fair share of demonstrations in the wake of the death of George Floyd. But then there was a Black Lives Matter organized march from 79th Street in North Bergen, right at the corner of James Braddock Park and Bergen Line Avenue. And it was mostly young people. I would say there were about 500, maybe 600 people, mostly young people who participated. And they marched all the way from 79th Street to 32nd Street along the entire route of Bergen Line Avenue, at least from 79th to 32nd Street, that is, culminating at Celia Cruz Park. And prior to the start of the march, there were very robust and very energetic chants and slogans being chanted by those who were participating. And then about 3/4 or maybe about more like halfway through the march, somewhere along 40th Street in Union City, the organizers, led by Shira Cruz, who was one of the organizers of Saturday's march, she asked everybody who was marching to please kneel down and to have a moment of silence to remember not only George Floyd, but some of the other African-American men and women who have recently perished while either being apprehended by the police or in their custody. And and so that occurred for about 2 minutes. It was a very moving scene, and it was very quiet. They asked for a moment of silence. And then from there, they then marched and culminated at Celia Cruz Park. And there were Shira Cruz, and she was joined by other speakers as well. So we like to get to that video. Sorry for talking too much about this particular march, but let's get to the video so that you can see some of the images that we captured from Saturday.
pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of Whitney Young being run out of Harlem on the rail with a brand new process.
Put your fists up.
Rama Jewelers, located in the Lyndhurst Shopping Center at 413 Valley Brook Avenue, Lyndhurst. Come for all your jeweler needs at Rama Jewelers, where you will find a fine selection of necklaces, earrings, rings, and bracelets. Choose from one of our complete sets, our many signature items, or find the perfect engagement ring. Come on down. That's Rama Jewelers at 413 Valley Brook Ave, Lyndhurst. Call 201-939-5784 or visit us online today.
You know those times when you need to see the doctor, but you just can't get to the doctor? So where do you go? Go to the App Store, download the Telemed app from RWJ Barnabas Health, and you see the doctor right away. From any mobile device, whenever you want, wherever you are.
Quality care, no appointment necessary. The doctor is online when you download the Telemed app.
Don't you feel better already?
RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
Hello again, everyone. You know, I reported last week that the Bayonne Board of Education held a special meeting that was called in light of the Facebook post posted by Bayonne Board of Education trustee Michael Alonso, that many found to be offensive because he was seen to be critical of the demonstrations that have been occurring around the country, and people thought that was a very insensitive remarks that he posted on his own personal Facebook page. So he then responded as a result of the Board of Education different members such as Board President Maria Villado and Vice President Chris Munoz calling for his resignation. Well, he put out his own Facebook message claiming that he has no intention of resigning. So let's get to that video clip right now.
Announcement by the Board Secretary. For the record, this is an emergency public meeting of the Bayonne Board of Education.
We find Mr. Alonso's post extremely hostile, inciting riot behavior, unethical, and completely racist.
He should be removed from this board.
I ask for his resignation immediately.
I was shocked and appalled. He should be removed.
He was misguided and needs to be re-educated.
Some type of cultural and critical competence training.
I am not asking, I am demanding for his resignation.
I don't ever want to see him back here.
I'm Michael Alonso, and I'm here at Walmart to let you know that it's about keeping Bayonne safe. ShopRite, to thank all the workers that are doing everything they can to keep us safe. We appreciate everything you guys are doing.
Thank you, thank you.
Thanks so much.
Have a good one.
All right, take care. Other stores that might be affected by this and their workers.
Right.
You know,
I think we're going to be safe.
You think we're going to be safe? Yeah. All right, that's very good.
We know, hey.
Just keep the peace, right? All right, God bless.
All right, have a good one. Thank you.
Nothing was ever meant to hurt anybody. It was about to start the conversation and the dialogue about what could happen, about how to keep Bayonne safe and protected. So I'm here to say thank you to all their workers that are trying to keep us safe as best as they can. Thank you.
We cannot legally remove him ourselves. He is an elected official and he hasn't technically done anything to be removed.
It's possible for us to remove Mr. Alonso.
You know, this whole thing is ridiculous. Emergency meetings, spend the thousands of dollars. Some people do need to be re-educated. I think other trustees need to practice what they preach. Kids look for a role model. Kids look for a leader. They follow examples, and that's what we should do. We should lead by example. We should practice tolerance, and we should teach them that. We need people who could show the kids how to behave and how to tolerate one another, especially when their ideas are different than yours. The school board is where that should all happen. The kids look up to us every day. They look at what we do, they follow our examples. If we don't tolerate each other, then why would the kids tolerate themselves and their classmates? We need to show them how to act. We need to show them, like, by example, by our actions. This is supposed to be a bully-free zone, so let's show them that. Let's invite everybody to the table to come up with solutions to our problems. Let's not be one-sided. Let's not say that people need to be re-educated so they think like you. Let's accept each other's differences. Let's include everybody. Let's be Bayonne.
So there you have it, folks. A message from Mike Alonso in response to the Bayonne Board of Education calling for his resignation, which, as you heard in the video, he said he thought was ridiculous and only cost the town thousands of dollars for this. He didn't say how this money was spent, but saying that it cost the town thousands of dollars to reconvene to call for his resignation. Now, again, as we reported previously, this is not the first time that Board of Education trustee Michael Alonso has made remarks that have caused some controversy within the Peninsula City. For example, he 3 years ago, he made some comments on his own personal Facebook page or profile, that he was opposed to the opening of an Islamic center on the city's east side. And he told ABC Channel 7 Eyewitness News that it just wasn't the right time for the Islamic Center to be constructed in the Peninsula City because of what was going on, world events that were happening at that time, which he said included the beheading of Christians in the Middle East, as well as the just months before the shooting in Orlando by Omar Mateen. So, and again, as I said, he was criticized for posting remarks related to that incident. So we hopefully, many of you, thanks again for joining and participating with us on this recent installment of Hudson County View Live and Uncut. Again, we'll be back next week with many different stories to tell. Again, it's possible that maybe there'll be additional marches or rallies. Some may be continuing throughout, maybe possibly in South Hudson, but maybe also on North Hudson. So we want to thank everyone who joined with us and for this recent installment. I'm Mark Bucinich for Hudson County View. Thanks again for participating.
You know those times when you need to